Hi, welcome to day 4 of Building in Public as a 16-year-old entrepreneur. My name is Alexei and I'm on a mission to work on software as a service startups every single day until something takes off. I'm in love with solving problems, so I would do this anyways. But I figured it'd be cool to document the journey and share the learnings and mistakes so we don't have to make them. I'm currently working on an app to solve a problem I have in a club at my school. The idea is that teachers and students can sign into this app, teachers can create clubs, students would join them, and after some of the teachers accept them, they'd be able to organize the work they do there and schedule sessions when everyone is free. The app would propose meeting times by connecting to your Google Calendar and seeing where are the free times. If you're curious how I made this, you can check out the clips from the beginning of the series. So now I'll list out all the issues I saw in the current state of the app. First of all, when a user requests to join a club, they are not met with any kind of indication that they requested to join earlier. And when they click the second time, they are met with this error. So let's tackle that problem. I'll get into Cursor and I'll tell it what's wrong. So we think it handled it great, let's try it out. If I now request to join, it'll tell me that the request was sent. If I try it again, we'll see that we're pending, and that's when the teachers can accept or reject us, and we would see something like that now. If I remove this student, I could request to do it again, but there's this duplicate key error, which happens because this row in join requests stayed here. It wasn't deleted once it was accepted. Before fixing that, let me try to request, then reject, and let's see what happened here. The same exact thing. So it's been rejected. Now what I'm thinking is you could leave that there, but just give appropriate error messages once you try to request a join. When a teacher removes the student and the request persists, it runs into issues. It tries to add another request when in fact its status is rejected or removed. Let's see if that fixed it. No. Let's follow up. It shouldn't error when rejected. It should have a toast that says they're rejected and asks the student to request it again, deleting the previous one. Another follow-up, you can just set the previous to pending, but only if they accept with a button in the toast. Cool, that seems like it. That broke everything. Yet another follow-up. Nothing has changed. I'll restart the server just to be sure. That's not the issue. So I'll tell it to do it again. And finally it's done it. If I click again, it's gonna tell me it's pending. If I get rejected, it's also gonna tell me, and then it's gonna ask me if I want to request again, which I do. So the request was sent, but I can't see it from the teacher's side. In the database it stayed rejected, and if I click again here, it's still asking me to do the same, which means it's not actually properly updating it. It doesn't update the row in the database, it just shows a toast. Now this error, it says it's sent, so this time it better be pending. I just realized we don't have the security policies to allow actually students to update the rows in this table of requests. I can copy this code, paste it into the SQL editor, and run the query. We got this error, so AI to the rescue. You know what? I'll also tell it to use context 7 to refresh its knowledge on how to use Supabase and Postgres. Alright, let's try again. Success on this side. Let's see if it did anything useful. I can request again, and here we have another error. Okay, it missed 4 lines, which should now make this work. Yeah, request sent, never believe frontend. It's all just makeup if you think about it. But the database doesn't lie and it says it's pending, which is great because now the teachers can finally accept or reject this again. Poor little student, he deserved to be accepted after this much struggle. I actually forgot to do one thing. I'll change the status to pending yet again from the database, and I'll also have to remove this member. Now this tells me it's pending, right? And here I can accept it. But what if we request to join yet again? Yeah, it'll tell us we're a member of this club. That's not particularly useful, and it's highly unlikely to happen, but it's called an edge case or a corner case. I really don't make a distinction. And in order to make polished and secure apps, you have to do your best to break every single one of the functions you have, because that's what users will do. They'll literally find a way to break things, just like water does in a poorly sealed container. So yeah, now you could just refresh and have your club there, but let's tell Cursor to fix it to make it more polished. That was a one-liner, and I could have figured it out, but to be honest, there's too much code and I'm not particularly into this code base and I don't understand it fully. So asking Cursor to do even menial tasks is definitely saving time. To try that again, I'll remove this student Yeah, there's a nice message now. I'll request to join. Oh yeah, request again. I'll accept the request. And then if we try to request again, we're gonna be met with this message that we're already a member, but the UI is gonna change also. And one more thing before I end this coding session. From the student's perspective, you can only see yourself, but what you should be seeing is all the teachers and students alike. Let's tell it to fix that. I'll also try to log in as another student. I'll request to join the club. And this is a bit foreshadowing as I can't see the members. And when I return here, accept the request and reopen the club as a student, I can say I only see myself. And the same goes for the other student. So I'll be more precise and I'll say that the students can't see the other members of the club. It's database related, so I'll run another query, which will result in an error. Not cool, cursor, not cool. So one more policy later, we can finally see all the users inside the club. To confirm it's not all users, because there's 3 at this point, I'll remove this one and I'll hit refresh on the students page, and I think that confirms it. And one more thing before my laptop dies. This pop-up isn't working, as this club join wasn't implemented yet. So I'll go to my lead developer, and I'll complain like product managers do. Except that real software developers don't leave stuff this unpolished. Let's not forget that we're talking with an AI. Actually, forget about it. It's too complex and unneeded pretty much, because you can request to join, and the teachers can accept the requests. That's enough to get it working. I'll just tell it to remove it altogether. Or I'll just tell it to replace the with a share a link modal. Continue and revert. Another error. You know what? Let's just revert the changes to where we had the working thing and take a break. It was productive enough, so let's not break anything right now. I mean, we could break it tomorrow, just as we did today, but we'll be fresh tomorrow and be able to tackle the issues. Alright, thanks for tuning in. It was a pleasure. An hour and a half of pure work, even though you've just seen it in like 10 minutes or less. It's not much, but see how far we've come. It surely compounds, and I don't regret putting this challenge in place. It's not easy, to be honest. I got to make some sacrifices, but it forced me to be creative and to put this as a priority. You're also keeping me accountable, so thanks for that. And I think consistency and perseverance are seriously underrated. And yeah, hope you build something great as well, and I'll see you pretty soon. Come on, you got no excuse. My laptop just died in the middle of recording. Let's hope it gets saved.